Love and blessings, peace and prosperity, divine, beautiful soul. It is Wednesday, February 28th. We're almost upon a new month. The spring equinox is oh so near. And, you're tuned into the Cafecito and Tarot podcast. It's me, Nicole P, your spiritual barista, serving you up wisdom, guidance, and inspiration from the cards. My love, I pulled the Goddess of Justice, and then I was like, let me pull another card and see what's up. So I pulled the card that was at the bottom of the deck, the Queen of Wands, and then I said, I need a little more context. I need a little more context to this message. So I pulled an oracle card from the body cards, and that is delegation. So once again, my love, we have the Justice card, the Queen of Wands, and the delegation card. Now, before I serve you the daily tarot brew, let me say this. I know that there are times in life when we are spread thin and we got to do what we got to do, and it is what it is, okay? For sure. We've all had them, and I'm sure we're going to all have them at some point again in our lives. So, this message is outside of those circumstances or those situations or those times, okay? And I also want to acknowledge that sometimes, when you're carrying it like everything, it can be really tough. And I get it. Okay. So I need to really be clear and say that this is no spiritual bypassing, no like kind of suck it up, pull yourself up by your bootstraps type of caca. Okay. This is kind of like the big picture spiritual journey, kind of like self love, healing, worth, evolutional type of philosophical, like, pondering about life. Okay. Okay. Now that we're clear, let me tell you something. This is the message. I'm going to go in and I'm going to, weave a little tapestry of meanings. But this is like the biggest thing that came to me to say. Just because you can do it and you have always done it doesn't mean you have to continue to do it. It kind of reminds me of that 10 of Wands energy, okay? So the Goddess of Justice is this invitation to have a truthful conversation about what is your capacity, or I should say, what is our capacity? Because I'm in this game just like you are, okay? The Goddess of Justice asks us, like, truthfully, what is your capacity? Like having one of those real conversations with yourself. Like, really, like, how much farther can you stretch yourself? Just because you've had to do it a certain way and you have to carry it all in the past doesn't mean that you have to necessarily keep on doing it in that way, shape, or form in the future, in the present or the future, I should say. So the Goddess of Justice is like, where in your life do you need to let go? Where do you need to, or where's the invitation for you to? Because you have free will, right? I shouldn't say the word need to. Where in your life could you be able to release a little bit and allow someone else to take over? And it could be as simple as someone else washing the dishes, someone else doing that committee work. Like, do you really have to be in all those committees, right? Um, and it's like when we're really stressed because we're trying to do it all, and it further distances us from that energy of the Queen of Wands. That's like connected to that creativity, this sensuality, this passion, this zest. And sometimes we think that we're going to get closer to that energy by adding more things on our plate. And this is a message of like sometimes, well, many times, or at times, I should say, we got to let go of things in order to be able to make the space for the creativity, for the passion, for that feeling of va 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 boom, because we spread ourselves so thin, because just because we can do it doesn't mean we have to do it, okay? So delegation is one of those things. You ever have that, like where you're like, oh my gosh, I wish I could get some help. I wish someone else could do this. And then someone else comes to help to offer you the help. And then you're like, no, I got it, because it's just going to be quicker if I do it. It's just going to be quicker if I get it done because I know how I like it done. It's like we're asking for the help. We want to be held and supported, but yet we still hang on to have control. And it's like we get into that narrative, and it's almost like we get kind of like so used to carrying everything and doing it all. And it's like kind of like a cycle, and it kind of gets us a little like frazzled, gets a little frazzled. And I understand how it works. I can see how I do it in my own life, right? So the message today is, where in your life you may be like, I'm already doing it or I don't need to do it. Remember, you have free will always, 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 always. But if you're feeling that frazzled, like you just got so much on your plate, and we're not talking about the time, like I said, where you got to do what you got to do because it is what it is, and you got to just push through it because sometimes it's life. Life is that way sometimes. Talk about the other times when life isn't that way, and you just get so accustomed to, or I should say, once again, we get so accustomed to being stretched so thin. And it may be something that you absolutely adore and love so much, but you have to let it go. Because by hanging on to it, you don't allow the space for your expansiveness and to explore other options, other roads, other yearnings and callings and desires and passions and hobbies within yourself. I'm going to give you a quick example. I was in the fitness industry for like 11, 12 years. I love fitness. I used to teach fitness classes, personal training, and I Zumba, boot camp, all sorts of things. And towards the latter part um, of my fitness career, I was becoming really stale because I was having my fitness career. I had a job. I worked in the schools and I had my practice, my tarot practice and doing pop ups. And it was not sustainable. I was losing my relevancy. And it wasn't like I was trying to keep up or be like anybody else. But the thing is, you got to change. You got to not change like in a bad way, but you got to grow. You got to evolve. You got to try new things. You got to get sparks of inspiration. But when you're so spread out and trying to do so much, it's really hard to get that spark of creativity because it's like a hamster wheel. You're chasing, chasing, chasing. And I had to let go of my fitness classes because I just realized that I hit a wall. I hit a point in my journey like I could not do it all and something had to give. And I had to say, what do I need to release? Or maybe that's not delegation, but it's a release, right? And when you delegate, when you offer the opportunity for someone else to help out, it is a release. And you're also allowing them to grace you with the opportunity to be of service to you, your rest, your vision, your glory, your humanity. So think about it that way. If someone's offering some sort of support and you're able to delegate, to release, and to let something go. And I know sometimes it's hard on the heart. I know. But you got to ask yourself, like, really, that goddess of justice, the truth of the situation, am I like overextended? And what would really, really support me to be able to breathe, to be able to have some more peace and ease in my life and my body, and to connect/reconnect once again to that energy of the Queen of Wands. So, my love, that's what I have for you today. I hope these words were of service to you, and I will be back tomorrow. I went over, look at it's almost 10 minutes. I've been talking to you for almost 10 minutes. Mad love to you, okay? Mwah! Thanks for tuning in. Peace.